In this video, I will provide an introduction to the SPSS software. This video is intended for students and professionals with limited or no previous experience with SPSS. This video here will focus on simple data analysis such as reading files, modifying and summarizing data and statistical analysis, and the goal for you is to learn enough about SPSS so that you're able to follow the material in my econometrics course and do your own SPSS estimations for your classes and research projects. Before we continue, please make sure that you download the SPSS dataset and SPSS program from my website. Please click on the link below the video and you will go to the website, the Econometrics Academy, and then you will be able to see the materials on the website. The topics that I will cover is the SPSS website and purchasing SPSS, advantages and disadvantages of SPSS, the program files or the syntax files that end in .sps, the output files where the commands are listed and the outputs are shown, .spv, the data files that we can read, importing the data using the get and get data command, summarizing and analyzing the data using descriptives, frequencies and correlations, statistical analysis including t-test, ANOVA and regressions, how to do graphs, and then how to use the help. Okay, so before we continue, I will show you the website for the SPSS software, and you can reach this website by just Googling SPSS and you will go to this website and see more information about the software as well as how to obtain it. Typically, your university or organization would have a license to the software, or you can purchase it on your own from this website. Okay, so once you have the software on your machine, you could just double click on it and open it. And if you do that, usually you will get this screen. This is basically the data editor where you will need to put some data in it. So you can go ahead and open a data file by clicking here, and then this menu is going to come up, and then you will select the data files on there. Now, I have several data files, and for this example, I will use intro_auto.sav, which is the SPSS ending for the file. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to hit open. And so here is the data set that I have. And we will be working with the data set on cars. And here we have the different makes of the cars. The price for a car, which was the data file is a little bit older, so these prices are kind of low. We have miles per gallon, the consumption for this car. We have number of repairs, the weight of the car, the length, and whether or not the car is foreign. So this is the data set that we will work with. Now, you can open several different data files, and the first time you can do it slowly. You can open the data file, so you can read the SPSS files, but you could also open, say for example, Excel file, and I will show you how to open the Excel file. Here's the file. You can click on this, open, and you will see this window, and then you just click OK. And it opens the data set from Excel. You can also go ahead and open different files, including the CSV files. Here, a text file. You can open Stata files. You can open SAS files. Virtually just about any format. It's very easy and user-friendly. Now, when you open these data sets, you can also record the commands for how you open them, so next time you can automatically see the code and execute the code. So instead of clicking on open, if you click on paste, virtually every command that you do in SPSS would be sent to what is called a syntax editor or the program, and you can just execute it next time. So this is what we're going to do. So if you're on the website, you can go ahead and download and then open the syntax or the program file that I have sent you. And just by double clicking on it, this is what you will see. Now the program is called Introduction to SPSS, and .SPS is the ending for the syntax editor or the program in SPSS up there. And this is what you will see. And here, all the lines of everything that I want to show you today, I have summarized them in this program. So if you want to quickly replicate everything we do today, all you can do is just highlight everything that we have on here, all the way down to the bottom, and then click on Run Selection, this button here. And then you will see the output, and the output is right here. It will open up a new window for you. Okay, so you have here the program on the left hand side that I have opened, and when I select everything and run it, this is executed here. And this is very helpful because you don't have to click on every single command to replicate the results. You could just run the file and you'll have everything. So this is how a program starts. Usually if you put the star in front of it and then end with a period at the end, it makes the text in gray, which means it's a comment and it is ignored by the SPSS program. So the first thing to do is we can read an SPSS data file, and instead of just clicking on File, Open, Data, and then do what we just did before, you can just say get file equals, and you can put the file location of the data, and here's the file name, and this is the file extension, and you can name your data set data1. And you can see here I have several data that are already active because I executed the program. So by highlighting and running this, we're doing exactly the same thing. We're opening the file. So the three ways that I showed you to enter data into SPSS is to read an SPSS data file. You can read an Excel file, and again you can do it the slow way by going to File, Open, Data, Excel file, go find it and import it, or you can just run this code. And the third way is to read a CSV file, and the syntax for that is a little bit longer. So now we have three data sets in memory, data set 1, 2, and 3. It's identical data, I just saved it in different formats to show you the code of how you can import different types of data sets. So I would like to work with data set 1 again, so you can just come here to active and put data set 1, or you can activate the data set with which to work by using data set activate and data set 1. So now that we have read the data and it's in the memory, we can go ahead and start using the program. And the first thing to do would be to calculate descriptive statistics. So again, you could do it the slow way, and I have here I have pointed out what needs to be done because I keep forgetting where to click. So if you go on Analyze and then Descriptive Statistics right here, and then you have descriptives, if you just click on it, you will get this menu right here. And in this menu, you would want to just select the variables. So you just select all the variables, you put it right here, and you could click on all the options that you want and then decide which ones you want to execute from the options. So again, you can click on standard deviation, min, max, whatever you want, and then just go ahead, and if you click OK, you will get the results right here in the output file. If you click paste, you will get the command right here, and I got the command. So I'm going to just close this because I've already executed this code, and instead you could run this whole syntax here, which is descriptives variables equal. You have put all the name of the variables in there, and then the statistics that I'm getting are the mean, standard deviation, min, and max. So if you highlight this code right here and you run it, on this side you will get the results. And these are the results for running this command. And you have the descriptive statistics. Here's price, miles per gallon, and so on. The number of observations in the data are 26. You have min max. The mean of the price is 6,000. Miles per gallon is about 20. Repairs, and so on, and the standard deviation. So this is how descriptives are calculated. The next thing to do is frequency tables, and you can do this by writing frequencies variables equal, and I will use make and foreign. So these need to be discrete variables, and order equals analysis, or again you could do it the slower way, which is analyze, and then you go to descriptives and frequencies, and here again you can input the variables that you want, and I have selected make and foreign. And if you click OK, this will be the table below that will be displayed in the output file. So here's the frequency table, and you have for make, we have different makes of the car: AMC, Audi, BMW, and so on. And here are all the 26 observations, and you have the frequency of each in the data. Buick, we see 7 observations, Chevrolet 3, and so on. And you can see not only the frequency, but the percent frequency out of 100% in the data. For foreign, we can see we have 0 and 1 as the variable choices. And you can have frequency is for 0 is 19, for 1 is 7, and so these are the percent frequencies. So it's pretty simple. The next thing to do is calculate correlations among variables, and you can accomplish this by going to analyze, correlate, and bivariate. So analyze, correlate, and bivariate. And this is the menu that shows up. And I have selected here the price in miles per gallon. So you could put price in miles per gallon. And then again, you could click OK. And this is the result that comes out for the correlation among variables. We have a correlation between price and miles per gallon. It's negative and significant of minus 0.43. And again, the correlation of miles per gallon and price is the same thing. So the next thing to do is a t-test. So t-test, we're comparing the mean for the miles per gallon here to the value of 20. So the test value is 20 and the variables is MPG. And the slow way to do it is analyze, compare means, and one sample test. So you could go analyze, compare means, and one sample t-test. Okay, and so here I have put miles per gallon, and then this test value is 20. And again, if you want to get the code, you can do paste, and that will put the code right here in the syntax editor, or OK will execute it here in the output file. Okay, so here's the t-test, and we see that the miles per gallon, the mean is 20.92 of sample statistics, and then we want to do the test value equals 20, and so we have, here's the test statistic for that, and we also have significance. And so again, we see that this value is not we cannot reject the null hypothesis that it's significantly different than 20. Next thing that we can do is ANOVA for equality of means for two groups, and we can analyze one way. Miles per gallon would be the variable by the foreign variables. So we want to see if the car is foreign or not. Do they get different miles per gallon? You can do it by using analyze, compare means, and one-way ANOVA. Analyze, compare means, and then one-way ANOVA. And this is what comes up. And you have miles per gallon is the dependent variable, and we will do factor as foreign. And again, if you click OK, this is the results that would come out here in the output. So you have the ANOVA table here for the quality of the means, and we see that the significance level is less than 0.05, which means that actually we have significant differences between the miles per gallon for foreign and for domestic cars. So next thing to do is an OLS regression, and we can use analyze, regression, and linear. So we're going to analyze, regression, and linear. And here you need to specify a dependent and an independent variable. So the dependent variable will be miles per gallon. And the independent variable, you could select several. So I'm going to select here price. And then weight and length. Okay, so we have one dependent variable, several independent variables, and you could click OK to get the results for a regression. So this is also the commands that would get your regression. You put regression, and then the most important thing here to change is the name of the dependent variable right here, and you can change the name of the independent variables right here. So if you seem comfortable with the SPSS code, you could just get my code and change the dependent and independent variable and just run the whole program, and it will work for you. If you don't feel very comfortable, then you could go the slow way using the menu, and you could click different options until you decide what you need. And then using the paste command, you could put this in a syntax editor, and you will have the program to execute quickly. So this is the output that we have from the regression, and we can see the R-square here of 0.66. We can see an ANOVA table, so we have significant, all the variables are jointly significant using an F-test. And then you can see the coefficients. And these are the coefficients here. And you also have the significance level of these coefficients. So for example, miles per gallon is the dependent variable, price is the independent variable. So again, we see here that the price variable does not significantly influence miles per gallon. The weight marginally is marginally significant because the significance level is between 0.05 and 0.1. And then again, we have another variable that is not significant. The coefficient is not significant. So here for the weight, for each additional unit of weight, we have minus 0.004 less in miles per gallon, and that coefficient again is statistically significant. So that's how to interpret regression results. Okay, so the final thing to show you is how to how to build graphs, and what I want to do here is a graph scatter plot between weight and miles per gallon. And the way to do that is you go to graphs and chart builder. So I will go to graphs and chart builder, and here's the menu that comes up. Okay, and then I can select here a scatter plot, and what you do is just you bring this here, and then you have to decide what's on the x-axis and what's on y. So on y I will put miles per gallon, so you drag it and you put it here, and on the x I will put a weight, the weight variable. Okay, and once you have this, you could just click OK, and then the results would come out in the output folder, and this is the graph that we see. And so we would have weight on the horizontal axis, miles per gallon on the vertical, and you see kind of like a nice negative relationship. And this is what was shown in the regression analysis. Remember this negative and significant coefficient on weight versus miles per gallon. Okay, so this is a quick introduction to SPSS. So I think you have everything ready to follow my other videos with different econometrics and statistical models that I have. Now, one more thing that you would need to do is know how to use the help, and you can click on help topics, and then this menu comes up, and so you can search for something. For example, you can search for regression here, and then out of all the results that come up, you could click on regression, and then you can see how things are formulated, different examples and so on, that you could look and get further information on that. So this is pretty much what I had to say about SPSS. It's very much used in the social sciences, and it's a very popular software. Probably the code for it is a little bit more cumbersome than, say, other software like Stata or R that seem to get at things a lot faster, and it could a lot of people that I see online actually are using the menus to click and come up with different models and things, and I like to use the syntax or a program because it's a lot more efficient. But other than that, feel free to execute this code. It will work probably in several versions over the years. And good luck studying SPSS. Thank you for watching.